Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will review 15 world banknotes under the UV light. So let's start with our first banknote. This is Yugoslavia 10 Dinara. This was circulated in the year 1968. So let's check this banknote without UV light first. This is the front side without UV light. Let's put it under the UV light now. On the right side here, I can see the silver lining is getting reflected, serial number at the bottom here. This portion is getting reflected, some sort of pattern, and small threads are getting reflected all over the bill, here, here, here. Let's check the reverse side of Yugoslavia 10 Dinara. This is the reverse side without UV light. Let's check it under the UV light now. Same silver lining is getting reflected on the left now. This middle portion is getting reflected and small threads all over the bill, same as on the front side. Let's check our next bill. This is also from Yugoslavia. This is Yugoslavia 10 Dinara. This was circulated in the year 2000. Front side without UV light. Let's put it under the UV light now. Small threads are getting reflected. I can see yellow and red thread. This middle portion is getting reflected. Very light reflection. No other security marking is getting reflected under the UV light. Let's check the reverse side of this bill without UV light. This is the reverse side without UV light. Yugoslavia 10 Dinara, year 2000. Let's check it under the UV light. You can see the year here. The serial number is getting reflected on the top. Here you can see small threads all over the bill. And then this portion is getting reflected, very light golden color. Let's pick up our next bill in this series. This is Yugoslavia 5 Dinara without UV light, front side. This was circulated in the year 1968, and here you can see the year. So let's put this bill under the UV light now. This middle pattern or pattern on the right is getting reflected in golden color, and there are some small threads here that are getting reflected under the UV light. Let's check the reverse side of this bill. This is reverse side without UV light. Yugoslavia 5 Dinara 1968. Let's put it under the UV light now. Same portion is getting reflected. No other security marking. Some small threads are visible here, here, and here. Let's check our next bill in this series. Our next bill is Colombia 100 Peso. This is front side of Colombia 100 Pesos. This was circulated in the year 1991. And here you can see the year 1991. I'll bring it more closer. At the bottom you can see the year. So let's see this bill under the UV light. I can see logo here on the right without UV light. If you want to see here, like this place, logo is there, and I can see lining also without UV light. Let's put it under the UV light now. So this logo is getting reflected under the UV light in golden color, and then this number 100 pesos is getting reflected under the UV light, plus small threads are getting reflected all over the bill. Let's check this particular logo without UV light. So this logo is not there, is not visible without UV light. This logo, you can see it here. This logo is only visible under the UV light, so that's a good security marking. Let's check the reverse side of Colombia 100 pesos. This is the reverse side without UV light, and on this side you can see the same logo, not logo, watermark. Here you can see it more clearly, the watermark. Let's put it under the UV light now, the reverse side, Colombia 100 pesos. This lining is getting reflected. Some small threads all over the bill are getting reflected. This pattern is getting reflected under the UV light. I just want to check this lining on the front side. Front side also this lining is there without or with UV light. Let's check the next bill in this series. This is Colombia 5 pesos. This was circulated in the year 1973. And here you can see the year 1973, Bogota, Colombia here. I just want to see if there's any special watermark here. So let's put the front side under the UV light. The reflection is here, but no special patterns are getting reflected. But there's a silver reflection all over the bill that is not there in the normal bills. If you see this bill is not having the same reflection as this bill. So maybe some sort of paper that is getting reflected. Yeah, this paper is a little bit different, so that's why it's getting reflected. If you see, this bill is not getting reflected like this, the paper. Let's check the reverse side of Colombia 5 pesos without UV light first. So this is the reverse side without UV light. Let's put it under the UV light. As I mentioned, this bill was circulated in the year 1973. Same reflection is here, no special pattern is getting reflected in the UV light. Let's check our next bill. This is also from Colombia, front side 20 pesos, and this was circulated in the year 1983. You can see the year here. Let's put it under the UV light. No reflection. Even the paper is also not getting reflected the way it is getting reflected here. If you can see the difference, see this paper and this paper, because the white portion of the paper is also getting reflected in the same way. So that's why I'm thinking it's about the paper that is getting reflected. Let's check the reverse side of this bill, Colombia 20 pesos without UV light. This is the reverse side without UV light. This is a nice logo, the same logo that we have on 5 pesos. This is the reverse side without UV light, Colombia 20 pesos. Let's check it under the UV light now. Oh, very beautiful pattern is getting reflected under the UV light on 20 pesos. You can see it here at the top. This portion is getting reflected. This looks very beautiful under the UV light. You can see it. Yeah. Let's check our next bill. This is from Kyrgyzstan, 5 som without UV light. This bill was circulated in the year 1997. Front side without UV light, Kyrgyzstan 5 som. Let's check it under the UV light now. I can see the silver lining here. That's the security marking, and the watermark here. If you can see it here on the left side, you can see the watermark. Let's put it under the UV light now. Threads all over the bill. Number 5 is getting reflected here. Serial number on the top left. Number 5 in this block or rectangle is getting reflected. So it has lots of marking that are getting reflected under the UV light on the front side. Let's check the reverse side of 5 som Kyrgyzstan. This is the reverse side without UV light. Same logo is getting reflected on the right here, you can see. So let's put this 5 som bill under the UV light reverse side. Small threads all over the bill. No special marking is getting reflected other than the small threads. Let's check the next bill that is also from Kazakhstan. This is 10 som front side. This bill was circulated in the year 1997. Let's put it under the UV light. Same pattern is here. The watermark is here on the left. Silver security lining is here on the left side, a little bit away from the middle side. There's a dot here I can see. Let me check if this dot was there on this bill. The 5 som. 5 som is not having dot. This is having a reverse triangle here, if you can see. Right. Let's check the 10 som under the UV light. So a little bit more patterns are getting reflected. On the left top, serial number is getting reflected. The pattern that is getting reflected here is a little bit different than 5 som. Number 10 in the middle and number 10 within the block rectangle. Right side serial number is not getting reflected. Let's compare these two sides of 5 som together and 10 som. So as you can see, this pattern is not getting reflected in 5 som, and this right strip is not getting reflected in 5 som. Serial number on the top, both the bills, number 5 here, block, number 10 block, number 10 here, number 5 here. But if you see, number 5 background here is not getting reflected like this. So that's the main difference, what is visible in 5 and 10 som under the UV light. Let's check the reverse side of 10 som under the UV light. Watermarking on the right, same as on the front left. Let's check it under the UV light, reverse side. Some small threads are getting reflected, no other special reflection. Let's check the next bill. This is the front side of Laos Lao, 1 kip. This bill is an old bill. This was circulated in the year 1962, front side without UV light. Let's check it under the UV light. No reflection since this is very old bill. Let's check the reverse side of Laos Lao 1 kip, circulated in the year 1962. This is the reverse side without UV light. Let's put it under the UV light. No special reflection under the UV light, but same like the bill that we saw before, like this Colombia bill, it has a different reflection of the paper under the UV light. If you see, this reflection is a little bit different than other bills. So I think this is paper's reflection under the UV light, or the material that was used to make this bill. So let's check the next bill. This is from same Laos Lao 2000 kip. This was circulated in the year 2003. As you can see the year here. Let me pick it up. On the left side you can see there's a watermark also. Here's watermark on the left. This is 2000 kip, Laos Lao, front side without UV light. Let's put it under the UV light now. This logo is getting reflected under the UV light. Very nice logo. Is this some sort of a building or some sort of a monument is getting reflected under the UV light? Let me see if I pick it up or it's visible. No, I need to place it near the UV light. And the serial number on the left bottom is getting reflected, very light golden reflection. Some small threads are getting reflected all over the bill. This was Laos Lao 2000 kip. Let's check the reverse side of this bill without UV light. This is the reverse side of 2000 kip without UV light. Same logo, same watermark is here on the right. Let's check it under the UV light now. This word is getting reflected. I don't know which language is this. And some small threads all over the bill are getting reflected into the UV light. Let's check our next bill. This is Kazakhstan 110, front side without UV light. This is Kazakhstan 110 without UV light. This was circulated in the year 1993. Here you can see the year. Let's check it under the UV light. No reflection other than entire paper is getting a little bit say silver or grayish reflection under the UV light. Not normal for, not a common reflection in other bills. Let's check the reverse side of Kazakhstan 110 1993. This is the reverse side. Let's check it under the UV light. No special reflection, same like front side. Next bill is also from Kazakhstan. This is 210 Kazakhstan front side. This was also circulated in the year 1993. Here you can see the year of circulation, serial number on the left, no watermark. Let's put it under the UV light. No reflection, same kind of reflections there as we saw in 110 bill. Let's check the reverse side of Kazakhstan 210. This is the reverse side without UV light, very much similar to 110. Let's check it under the UV light. No reflection. Let's compare the reverse side quickly. So see, this logo or whatever this particular symbol is similar in 110 and 210. Let's quickly compare the front side also without UV light. Front side also, this pattern is same as this pattern. Serial number is also same. The series number is on the left here, same on the left. So 1 and 210 are almost same. So let's check our next bill. This is also from Kazakhstan, and this is 2010 front side. This was circulated in the year 1993. Here at the bottom you can see a little bit different pattern. No, the background pattern is same without UV light. Serial number on the left. Let's check it under the UV light. This has a little bit more reflection under the UV light. The paper is getting more reflected. If you see this paper and this paper is getting more reflected. You can see this way more clearly. 2010 paper is getting more reflected in silver or gray color. Let's check the reverse side of 2010 1993. This pattern is same without UV light as we just compared with 1 and 210. Same reflection, no other special patterns are there. Only the paper is getting reflected. Let's check our next bill in this series. This is Libya 1/4 dinar, front side without UV light. This is very colorful bill. This was circulated in the year 2002. This is without UV light, and there is some logo on the right here. I can see it. I don't know whether it's visible here, but if I tilt it a little bit, I can see here the logo. Sorry, not the logo, watermark. Let's check it under the UV light, front side. So here I can see some patterns getting reflected on the right. Number 1/4 in the block, serial number on the right. Something written here, I believe it's Arabic language, and the golden lining or security lining is getting reflected, and this portrait of some person is getting reflected here on the left. Here you can see, and the serial number is getting reflected, very light color. Let's check the reverse side of this bill without UV light. 1/4 Libya dinar 2002. Under UV light, silver lining is not silver, golden lining is getting reflected. Minor reflection is here on the back. There's one thing to check on the front side without UV light. See, this portrait is only getting reflected, or this picture is only getting reflected under the UV light. So that's a very good marking. So if let's see it without UV light, see this, there's no picture here. If you see it under the UV light, this picture is getting reflected only under the UV light. See this? I'll keep my pen here so that it's more visible. See this picture. Let's check our last bill in this series. This is half dinar Jordan. This was circulated in the year 1995. I can see watermark here, same watermark as we have this picture on this bill. This is also very colorful bill. So let's put it under the UV light. Jordan half dinar, circulated in the year 1995. Some small threads. I was expecting more reflection under the UV light, but some small threads all over the bill. Number 1/2 in Arabic language with the golden background in the rectangle is getting reflected. Let's check this bill. Reverse side, Jordan half dinar under the without UV light. So this is half dinar reverse side without UV light. Same watermarking on the left. Let's put it under the UV light now. Minor reflection here on the right side and on the left side too. Some small threads are getting reflected. No other special marking is getting reflected under the UV light. So guys, if you like this video, please subscribe and share. I'll be back with more videos. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.